Way too black. Yeah, my crown is black, made from onyx. Melanin got me feeling like a hero. Straight out the comics. The one to my side is a goddess. Strong black woman. Only one rule, be honest. To the agenda, they know we a problem. They be saying we too black. Crown. Too black. Black. Classic. I need that black on black. When I say black on black, I'm talking back to back, not toe to toe. You got my back. I need that black on black. When I say black on black, I'm talking back to back, not toe to toe. You got my back. I need that black on black. When I say black on black, I'm talking back to back, not toe to toe. You got my back. I need that black on black. When I say black on black, I'm talking back to back, not toe to toe. You got my back. We in it together, we living together. Let's get it together. We've been getting cheddar, we're killing each other, let's get it together. Too many non-blacks eating off the black drip. All we doing, dying, crying, black tears from now on every year. Black years.
All right. Yo, what up, y'all?
I'm Leesa.
And I'm B Class. We are.
Two Black Crowns podcast.
Yeah. We had to jump on this one quick. Hot take. You know what I'm saying? What we talking about?
We are talking about Will and Chris Rock at the Oscars.
Foul! Yeah. So what did you think about it?
I wanted to ask you, do you feel like his response was warranted to the G.I. Jane joke? For those of you who haven't seen the clip, Chris Rock makes a joke about Jada, and he goes, how did he say it?
He said, Jada, G.I. Jane Part 2 coming soon. All right.
Yeah. And so Jada looks and she looked like she wasn't too happy with the joke, right? And then Will on the side of her, he's laughing, but I don't know if he fully really grasped the joke at the moment. That's just my opinion, just watching it. But anyway, all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Will walks up on stage and smacks the shit out of Chris. He smacks the shit out of Chris Rock. And listen, the way this man keeps his composure, I'm talking about Chris. The way he keeps his composure is to be commended. It really is. I honestly feel like Will was wrong. He was out of line. No questions. It was just bogus all the way around. I don't know. Do I think that it is going to affect him negatively with his career? No. I don't. But what do you feel about it?
The first thing that came to mind was just damn, why he had to slap another black man? That was kind of the first thought. Damn, you know what I'm saying? But then, like I said, I thought it was funny. Upon first watching it, I was like, damn. and Chris Rock got a strong chin. He ate that joint. He came down, but he stood right back up tall.
He definitely ate it. That's why I say I commend him, because how he gathered himself afterwards was just like I said, it's to be commended, because you would think anybody else probably would have went for Will. And I don't see how Chris didn't. But that would have been a whole another situation
Why
escalated.
why you say it's to be commended?
Because I feel like it's to be commended because of the space that they were in, and maintaining a level of professionalism. Like, you're on stage, live broadcast. Like, you trying to scrap on stage?
Yes.
I I just
Listen,
don't think it was the time or the place.
you touch
It just
me.
wasn't.
No, listen, you touch me, I'm touching you back.
That's childish.
I don't care how old we is. I don't care. I don't care. That's it. That would matter to me if I cared how somebody felt about my response. I don't care how nobody felt about my response. That man put his hands on me. That man put his hands on me.
I
What I'm
get
about to do to him is self-defense.
I get it. I do. Trust me. I do. But the fact that, like you said, it was another black man, you know what I'm saying, in front of all of these people. You know what I'm saying? You still gonna scrap on
That man
stage?
done put me in a bad spot. Cause we finna look like exactly what they be talking about.
Could Will have handled it differently?
Yeah. He could have just yelled what he yelled.
Yeah.
He
I
could have
think
just he could have
yeah.
just yeah, he
I
could have
think
just
you're
been like
right. I
he
think you're
could have he
right.
could have just yelled out very boldly like he did, keep my wife's name out your mouth.
Yeah.
And if he would have said what, and then he said it again the second time like he said it, I think that would have sent the message.
Yeah. I think that if Will would have, like you said, if he would have stood up in his space and said it, that would have been enough. That would have been enough because he was, I mean, he was loud enough with what he said. So, and then the seriousness of his face, his demeanor, everything. Like, I think Chris would have got it. I think he would have got it. Um, I don't know. It definitely was a different way to handle it, for sure.
I mean, I can't say he was wrong though.
You don't think Will was wrong?
I'm not here to say who's right or wrong. That man felt like he needed to stand on it, so he stood on it. And Chris went for it in public.
Why do you think Will took it that far? Why do you think he took it that far?
I think it was the straw that broke the camel's back. I think Chris was just the wrong dude at the wrong. He was the last person to make a joke. He's gonna be the last one to crack the joke. You know what I mean? At least in that type of environment, you had interviewers try him. They done had people on these shows talking about him, bloggers talking about him. People stay trying him. You know what I'm saying? Earlier, Regina made a joke talking about Will. You can come on up here. Jada said it's okay. They just be getting
So
tried.
I don't know that joke to its entirety. I only saw a clip, and it was like she said something about Jada approved it. Will, you can come on up here on stage. I don't know if it was a bunch of single men on the stage or what. Like, I don't know the context, but she did make a comment, and you know, in speaking on that, like, you got to think, okay, she is a woman. Will not gonna go. He not gonna go on stage and knock shit out of her. You know what I'm saying? And also, she's a co-star with Jada in their movie Girls Trip.
Mm-hmm.
So that connection there, like, and I don't know. I just got a different vibe from the small clip that I did see with Regina Hall saying what she said. I just got a different vibe from it. Um, where she was laughing, but with the Chris Rock joke, she wasn't laughing at that shit. It wasn't
No,
funny.
no, it struck a nerve for
So
her.
for those of you who don't know, uh Jada, uh I guess the joke struck a nerve with her because she suffers from alopecia. She shaved her head because of it. So basically, she's not bald by choice. But does that give Will the right to do what he did? And then it's like, okay, comedians can't be comedians anymore.
Hey, they Will and Jada are tired of being the butt of y'all jokes. Will just smack to find somebody else to talk about out of that man. That's what he did. He smacked to find somebody else to talk about out of that man. My thing is, had that been Dave Chappelle, would he have walked up there and swung on him?
Yes.
I don't think so.
Yes.
I don't
He would
think
have
so.
tried. Yes. But I think Dave Chappelle would have gave him a run for his money for sure.
He'd have got his ass beat up there fucking with Dave Chappelle. Dave
Come
Chappelle be
on.
in the boxing
He's
gym for
not
real. He'd have
he's
slipped
not
shit,
that
came
much
with
bigger than Will.
It ain't about size. He boxed. Dave be in the boxing gym for real. He'd have slipped that shit and came with a hook on my mama. That little slap he tried.
Did you see how Will slapped him?
He wasn't gonna land
This
that on
man,
Dave.
listen, this man planted his feet.
He wasn't gonna
He
land.
planted his feet. It was strategic. It was strategic as
I'm
fuck.
telling you, walking up on Dave Chappelle, Chris Rock his hands were still behind his back and he was leaning forward. Like he invited the slap. He was in no type of defensive position. He had no posture. A grown man is approaching you with malicious intent. I know his face wasn't straight when he walked up on him. I mean, I know his face wasn't smirked when he walked up on him. He probably had a straight face. You know what I'm saying? Because when he got back to his seat, his look was very intense. When he told him to keep her name out of his mouth, his face was very intense.
It was.
Yeah. So
It was.
walking up on Dave Chappelle be like, wait, what's to you? He'd have got right before he even got to him. He probably have caught that. That little slap, he probably have caught that.
I
I don't even think he'd have walked up there for Dave.
I think he would have.
No.
I think he would have.
I think he tried the right comedian.
I think that you're right. It was the straw that broke the camel's back. I think that, they've been the butt of the joke for quite some time now with the whole Jada. What? What'd you say nah for?
You don't even got it. You gonna give it some light. You gonna bring it back up.
I'm just saying, like, that's something that has been talked about. So the fact that that's out there, it's kind of like, okay, I'm sick of this shit. And then I kind of look at that differently too, because I'm currently reading Will's book, and I'm in the beginning, but he talks about how he how he's like cowardice or feels cowardice at times, and moments like when his dad, when he was younger, was abusive to his mom, and he felt like he should do more, or should have protected her, or you know so I think that could have been something like in the back of his head. I don't know, I may be reaching, but but just from reading the book, like, he don't want to be a coward. And he want to stand up for his wife. He want to protect her.
One could say, pulling it with Chris Rock, of all comedians, is cowardice. One could say that. I'm not saying that.
But why would one say that though? Why would one say that? Why?
Because it's Chris Rock.
And don't tell me because because it's his size.
No, I ain't got nothing to do with size. Chris Rock just not that. He wouldn't have done that to Kevin Hart. On bro them, he wouldn't have done that to Kevin Hart. He wouldn't have. He wouldn't have walked on that stage and tried to swing on Kevin Hart. And that might not have went in his favor. Kevin trained every day.
I do believe that. I do believe
that might not have went in his favor.
But
I don't even think he'd have tried.
come on now.
He wouldn't have tried that
You
with Chris
can't
Tucker.
listen to me. You can't sit here and say, because what it's sounding like to me, you're saying is that Will is a fucking punk.
That's not what I'm
Will
saying.
Will is a punk if it's not Chris Rock.
I'm saying one could make that argument. Out of all the times he didn't over his
Don't
career,
listen.
when it was time to slap
Don't
somebody, he didn't slap somebody before. He slapped the little dude that was trying to kiss him in his face. He was like, "Man, what's wrong with you?" And then he gave him like a little slap and walked off. But again,
yeah, you in my space.
yeah. But again, he slapped somebody who he knew wasn't gonna hit him back. Real
Seriously?
spill. Chris Rock
Seriously?
ain't that guy. Any man, when you approach them after they've said something that's potentially offensive, any
I
man
can't
who
agree with
keeps
you.
his arms behind his back and leans forward smiling and lets you enter his space without even thinking in his brain for a second like that he could be threatened. You could tell that's a fun-loving, happy-go-lucky guy. Chris Rock ain't that dude. He not that dude.
What I'm
He's a
saying,
nice guy.
when Will walked up to him, we can't see his facial expression. So we don't know what he's looking like. We don't know if he's smiling. We don't know if he's giving a sarcastic grin. We don't know anything because we can't see his facial expression.
It's the Oscars or whatever the event is. This man ain't supposed to be on the stage, and he walking on the stage towards me. I'm gonna posture myself.
Listen,
it could be nothing. It could be nothing.
Chris is thinking because he's a comedian, all's fair. He's a comedian.
It should be.
This is what I'm telling you. I think that's in his brain. All is fair. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that I don't know. I feel like that doesn't it's not gonna click for him. Oh, he's in danger. You know what I'm saying? If you walking up to this man, and like I said again, we don't know what we don't know what his face is. We don't know. He could be walking up thinking or like with a smirk on his face, or I don't know. Will to me, we've all seen him be a playful kind of dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he could have had that type of energy. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, all we could do is speculate on if he would have tried that with somebody else.
Do you think that it would have been do you think that it would have been the same situation if it were a white comedian like
No.
Jerry Seinfeld
Nope.
or
Nope.
Jimmy Fallon?
Nope. I don't think he walk up there and slap Jimmy Fallon. No. And I don't think he walks up there and slaps Jerry Seinfeld. No.
Why do you think that is?
I just don't think he does.
Why?
Especially not at the Oscars.
You don't think that he does, but why?
Because they white. For slapping the shit out of Jerry Seinfeld at the Oscars, you getting at least a slap on the wrist. They're gonna fingerprint you.
I agree.
They're gonna fingerprint you. You
I
get out.
agree.
You get out, but they're gonna process you.
I agree.
Yeah.
And it's a sad situation to see, two black men, and two black men that have these great careers, you know what I'm saying? And they have so much success. And just to see that come from them, like it's a real disappointment. Um, I do still feel like Will deserves the Oscar that he received. He deserves it. It's well deserved. Because I don't think that this diminishes that. I think that, it was just again, like you said, the straw that broke the camel's back, and he was just fed up. And sometimes people get in a mental space where they're just like, fuck this shit.
Speaking of mental space, do you think that was a bit of a breakdown, a public breakdown? Do you feel like Will Smith at his happiest, healthiest makes that decision? or does he show more restraint than that? Should someone be calling him and asking him, "Hey, are you all right?" Someone close to him? Should they be checking on his mental health?
Yeah, you asked me this question before, and with more thought, I definitely feel like it could have possibly been some sort of a public, mental breakdown. And um, you know, like I said, I feel like a lot of his past could be the reason why he reacted the way that he reacted. And, you know, if you saw Jada's face, if you looked at it and you saw Jada's face, she was like, that shit ain't funny. And I think he reacted in a way of like wanting to protect her for sure. And stand up for his wife, which there's nothing wrong with that, but I feel like again, we could do it in a better way, for sure. Um
So you saying, to double back on what you were saying? So you saying you commend Chris Rock?
I do. I do commend him for the way that he responded. Now, thereafter, I feel like maybe he should have approached Will. Like, I don't know the situation like after the fact or what happened backstage, you know, but I think that, shit, he should have stood on some shit and been like, you just ain't gonna hit me like that on national fucking TV and get away with it. Absolutely. But responding the way he did in the moment was the right thing to do. It was. It really was.
I'm gonna say this. I can't necessarily commend it, right? I can say that I'm impressed. You know, you got Chris Rock got something in him that I don't have in me. So I'm definitely impressed with his ability to show restraint in that moment. But commend, I wouldn't use commend, because the way Chris Rock responded to that, and this is going to be left field, but the way he responded to that is very much the reason why black folks is still oppressed right now. Somebody violent with you and you extend grace.
In
So
that moment though, I'm sorry.
whenever it is somebody violent with you and you extend, if somebody attacking me, I'm not thinking about where we at and who else can see us and what it might look like to them and all. You're attacking me. You've assaulted me. I have every right to defend myself.
I
Yes,
feel
right
you.
now. If I try to go and beat you up backstage, now it's premeditated. Now it's, what I'm saying, charges on both sides. Now it's, no, right now. You just swung on me. I'm swinging back. That man, you could tell he's not that guy. He's a fun-loving guy. The man got smacked and said, "Wow." His response was, "What?" He got
Because he didn't expect
what?
it.
But Joe, you hear what I'm saying? Even if you shocked, okay, if I'm walking through the house and somebody jump out and say "boo," my response is "oh." You know what I'm saying?
but,
Oh.
but no,
His
that's not
response
the
was,
same.
"Wow, dude."
It's not the same
Come
thing.
on.
It's not the same thing because he saw Will coming towards
Chris
him.
Rock ain't never been to fight in his life.
Look.
Never been to fight in his
God bless you. No, I don't feel like that's the
Is
same
Chris
thing because
Rock a
it's
punk for that? For letting that ride? For turning the other cheek?
he turned the other cheek for sure. No, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Is Chris Rock a punk?
Why is it this way?
I d- I don't think that I don't know. I don't feel like he is. I feel like I said, I feel like if he took it on the chin for sure,
Oh
right?
my God.
He took it on the chin,
It's not gonna stop.
and I feel like if he would have approached him after the fact, I still feel like he had a chance to show that he's not a punk, is what I'm saying.
Let me tell you something.
You got to be in the moment.
No. If a grown yeah, I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say it got to be in the moment. If a grown man slap you and you don't do shit, you a punk. Am I now? Listen, for me to say you a punk, do that mean that I'm disregarding that there are pros to taking the high road? There's pros and cons to both decisions.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's pros to taking the high road. There's also some cons, like your dignity being compromised. You know what I'm saying? That's that's a con. And there's pros to fighting back, but there's also cons. Here's the thing: under my definition of what I consider to be a punk, somebody slap the shit out of you, and y'all don't squabble, you a punk. That's just what it is. That don't mean that your decision to be a punk in that moment doesn't isn't admirable for certain reasons, but you're still a punk nonetheless.
So I got a question for you. Do you feel like um do you think that this is the type of protection we say as women we say that we need for our men from our men to give us? Do you think that this is the type of protection that we're talking about?
Yeah, so yeah, certain type of women. Yeah, I think certain type of women, that's the protection they talking about. Because in a real life scenario, not at the Oscars, when you out at the bowling alley and somebody slick with their mouth because they didn't had too many beers on lane 11, or when you at the club and you go to the bathroom and come back to find somebody being overly aggressive in pursuit of your woman and she trying nicely to turn him down and he not taking no for an answer, or in a real, just different real life scenarios. I mean, you can't put that expectation on a man to expect him to get physical. Nah, that's not. I hope that's not the type of protection y'all talking about, because it's a lot of dudes out here that'll be taking L's on behalf of their women
Mhm.
when they could have de-escalated the situation tactfully
Yeah.
instead of just resorting to violence. Most of these dudes out here shouldn't resort to violence first. No way. They don't got hands. So, if you know them things don't work, you know what I'm saying? Talk your way right up out of it. You know
They
what,
broke.
baby? You know what, brother? I understand you ain't see that I was here. I know you ain't mean no disrespect. We gonna go enjoy our night. You enjoy your night. You know what I'm saying? He talk his way right up out that thing. Get up out of there. You know them hands don't work. The dude trying to talk to your girl, he's 6'5", 230. Just go get up out of arm and just remove yourself.
Yeah, cuz I see, I asked you that question because I see so many posts, so many uh posts on my timeline for Facebook and Instagram like if my man don't protect me like this, I don't want him. Like
He going to jail. If you
y'all got
protect,
y'all got money to build
guess
these
who's going to
out.
jail tonight? Guess who's going to jail tonight?
it's, it's just like come on. And I feel like say Chris Rock did his joke, made his joke. Everyone was laughing, but Jada, right?
Mhm.
Everyone's laughing. The crowd thought it was funny, including Will. If he hadn't have went up there and did what he did, the show would have just been right on to its regular schedule.
You're right. We wouldn't be talking about this. We wouldn't even be podding this episode. We wouldn't be talking about nothing about the Oscars right now if he didn't slap him.
Like
We wasn't planning on talking about the Oscars and who won.
it's like that goes to show you. I don't know. Like I just feel like we we kind of glorify the wrong thing when it comes to men being protectors. Um because me personally, I would have been okay with my man standing up or even sitting in his seat saying what Will said. Keep my wife name out your fucking mouth. And him meaning the shit like Will meant it. Like that would have sufficed. It just would have. And I just think that, like you said, like somebody would have went to jail if it was a regular person for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
And half y'all
Can't fight.
y'all can't.
Y'all can't fight. Y'all wrestlers. You
Yeah.
trying to roll in your good clothes.
And then the women, like, y'all gotta be willing to, if you want your man to protect you like that, you gotta be willing to come with some bail money.
Now I am gonna say this. The imp, like I feel for comedians because it's hard to do their job now. You know what I'm saying? With how sensitive society has gotten. But as just in general, don't say nothing that you ain't ready to stand on. That's just how that's going. Whether it's your job or because you might run across the person that don't care about none of that. We done all seen it. You done seen it on TV or been in person, seen somebody at a comedy show take it personal and get on the comedian ass a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
if you're gonna tell them jokes or you're gonna crack on the crowd, just don't when somebody get to walking on stage while you still talking, don't stand there with let this be a lesson. Don't stand there with your hands behind your back smiling, talking about boy,
Stay
yeah,
ready.
boy
Stay
it
ready
was,
so you don't
boy.
have to
Oh
get
my, hey,
ready.
listen, that man walking up to me, by the time he get at about 7, 8 feet, hey, what's to you, fam?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm asking questions. And you ain't responding, G. Hold on. So it's gonna be something? You feel me? Let
Yeah.
me get right.
Stay ready so you don't have to get ready.
Hey, keep your hands up. Protect yourself at all
At
times.
all times.
Keep your hands up.
Protect that chin.
Man, I'm glad Chris got a good chin. Because if he'd have went down, oh my God.
That would have been all bad. Like, as hard as he hit him though, like the
He
man
turned his hips
the
and
man
everything.
planted his feet
And he turned.
and it was precise.
Yeah, right on the button.
Precise. You know what I'm saying? Oh God.
Black on black crime at the Oscars.
It's so unfortunate. But I do, like I said, do you feel like Will, how do I want to put this? Like the award that he received. Do you feel like it should have been given?
Yeah, I mean, he was gonna win the award regardless. So I mean, I feel like, yeah, that don't change his performance in King Richard. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like him slapping Chris Rock don't change how well he acted in the movie or whatever. But I mean, at the end of the day,
Yeah.
it
And
is.
I agree. I feel like, he definitely deserved it. What I will say is, can y'all stop please stop comparing the entanglement. Just stop. I want to say that because it's just too many of y'all comparing this entanglement and talking about why he didn't jump off in, August shit.
It's a fair question. It is. It's a fair question.
It's not.
All right.
It's not. It's not.
So uh, so you saying the entanglement was agreed upon and approved. The joke wasn't approved.
Will Will knew about their relationship.
Right. So it was approved.
Yeah.
But the joke wasn't approved.
No. It wasn't. It
So
wasn't.
so to put it in layman's terms, if I tell you, if I talk to my wife and I'm cool with my wife going to go, you know, have some fun, but you crack a little funny, I'll beat your ass. It sounds like his priority. I'm telling you, I'm concerned about his mental health. I'm not here to say what state
I'm
he's
not
in, but
no,
if I
I'm
was
not
close to him,
concerned
I'll be
about
checking
Will's
on him.
mental health at all. Like, did you hear his acceptance speech?
Yeah, I heard it.
So, with that being said, I don't think that he's struggling with that. I think that it was just a moment in time that just caught him off guard and he was just willing to do whatever.
Don't miss the signs. Don't miss the signs.
I don't
If I was close to him, I would call him and check on him. Where you at, bro? Physically, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, where you at?
I
Run him,
mean,
run him down to me.
he got people. Denzel
And
Washington spoke to him. Tyler Perry had a word or two. You know,
I'm talking about checking on him. I'm talking about somebody close to him. I ain't talking about his work colleagues and all that. I'm talking about somebody close to him, his cousin them, his brother them, whoever. I'll call him and just check on his brain. Hey, bro, where you at with it? Just holler at me. Hey, have it's okay to not be okay, cause that wasn't you up there. That wasn't you. So who was it? And why is this person present? That ain't Will.
no, it's not.
Okay.
It was definitely a odd behavior from him because that's not what we're normally used to seeing. Um, so I
Yeah.
don't know. I can't argue with that. Maybe you're right. You know, but shit,
Who knows? I'm just saying ask. You know what I mean?
yeah.
He might be like, no, I'm straight. I'm just fed up. So I made a choice. You know, you know what I mean? You could be perfectly right. It could be not, but I definitely would be checking though. Just as a person who been depressed before, people don't show it so directly. They're not just gonna be like, hey, I'm depressed, but they'll just do some. You'd be like, damn, wait, because the whole crowd kind of was like,
Yeah.
and then when he went to the screaming match, you feel me?
Lupita was sitting there
She like,
right behind him, like, oh, what's happening?
oh, he mean. She's looking like, oh, he mean that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, and then, well, some of the crowd was still like thinking it was a joke. Like, a lot of people came on social media and was like, this gotta be a prank. It's gotta be staged. A lot of people were saying that.
Yeah,
So,
no, I mean, 'cause for it to be staged, you have to ask yourself who stands to gain from it.
right.
Because Chris and Will, nobody won in this situation. I don't think.
Nobody.
I think they both. I mean, to a degree, I guess you could try to say they both was wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But Chris was unaware. Charlemagne talked about on the
Yeah.
radio today. He said he talked to Chris Rock last night on the phone, and he said he didn't know she was dealing with alopecia. He had no
Yeah.
idea. He just thought she had cut her hair. So he was just cracking a joke innocently. That's what if I had to say Will Smith um fell down somewhere, I would say it's in regards to the fact that I don't think he took a moment to consider Chris Rock's intentions.
Yeah. That's
That's
true.
because if you don't consider his intentions and you just move as if he's being malicious, then going up there and slapping the shit out of him probably make a whole lot of sense. But if you stop for a second, say this is a goat level comedian doing his job, it's harmless.
Yeah.
Now, a good point they made on the radio is in 2016 at the Oscars, Chris Rock hosted, and he had a few jokes about Will and Jada.
Mm.
And he was like, Jada Pinkett boycotting the Oscars. It's like me boycotting Rihanna's panties. I
Mm.
wasn't invited.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like he cracked that joke, and then he had made a joke about Will Smith saying something, something, something was like Will Smith making $20 million for Wild Wild West. You know what I'm saying? Like he so
Mm.
it could have been some old shit too.
Yeah. I knew nothing about that until you
Yeah,
just said it.
could have been some old
Yeah.
shit.
So maybe it was like I don't know, like I don't want to say like a repeat, but like just trying to, I don't know.
It could have been some shit like what they seen in 2016 Oscars and was like, he say another word, I swear to God, I'm on his top. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It could have
Yeah.
Because when he told him keep my wife's name out your mouth, he said that to him like it was for him.
And Chris was
Hey, he said that to him like it was for him, not like for y'all. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
He said to him like you don't say nothing about my wife.
And Chris was like,
He complied.
he was
said,
like, okay,
I'm going to.
I'm going to.
Okay. Hey, G, he a punk. Hey, listen,
He's
listen.
not.
Hey,
He is not a punk.
own flesh and blood daddy ain't gonna talk to me. I tried my daddy for talking to me crazy before. I ain't going for nobody on the planet Earth. We gonna have to stand on it. And when we done squabbling, everything might be all right, but we gonna squabble, baby. Yeah. Don't get out your body with me. We gonna squabble.
Oh gosh.
Hey, God ain't through with me yet. I got to see about you. What you say?
Yeah, I don't know. I wish the whole thing hadn't happened. I wish it could just be erased because like in the midst of it, we should be celebrating Will's win instead of talking about this shit.
He did that.
Yeah.
He did that. And it's dope that somebody black finally won like best actor without being like a servant or like a slave or some shit or like a house nigga or something. When Denzel won it, what he win it for?
I
Was it
couldn't
Training
even
Day?
tell you.
I
don't even know.
I don't know.
I
but
don't even really watch the
I
Oscars.
just know normally I don't watch it that much either, but I know normally when black people be getting big awards, they be like on a plantation or some shit.
Yeah.
Yes, a boss ass roles and shit.
Yeah. That might be true.
Yeah. But I mean, well, y'all, let us know what y'all think about the debacle and the points that we've made.
Please, if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and make sure you tune in to our podcast, Two Black Crowns. Like, share.
Two black.
We could black Wall Street, all street, spinning the black dollar within his back end. Bearing these black arms, protecting our skin, protecting our kin, protecting our kids. If it's up, then it's up. It is what it is, you know what it is. But back to the biz, we black on black in the biz. Too black like locks, too black like Pop, too black like Mandela, too black, we gods. We the culture, we the vibes. Everything we touch hard. They treat our skin as a weapon. Then I guess we all arms. Too black. They see my black as a weapon. I see my black as impressive. Balsamic with the dressing. All the jeans out the